little bit of the jersey, and now I'm doing the face guard with some gray that I already had mixed up. And I'll probably use another lighter gray to give it depth, and a darker one where it needs to be darker. Been using a shield here and there on this, trying to keep it nice and crisp. I still don't understand why dude says go perpendicular with the spraying off the shield, but I'll ask him next time he does a live feed. But every time I use the card and spray horizontal to it, I always hear Timothy saying perpendicular. I still don't understand why. I'm gonna ask him next time I get a chance to chat with him. He had a good live feed last night, and there was a bunch of us in there talking about carpal tunnel, and I was surprised that so many of us are dealing with that. I was wondering if it's an occupational hazard for airbrush artists, because it seemed like everybody in the room had a problem with it. It was a good feed though. I'll find them later, but here they go. I use these to exercise my hand to keep them from cramping up. And when the carpal tunnel was bothering me, because I had to stop for 6 weeks, it was hurting so bad I couldn't barely sign my name. But I exercised with that, brought my hand strength back. It's still not 100% like it was before it hit me, but definitely better than what it was. I got mine in Chinatown in Manhattan in New York City. I couldn't tell you where to get them online. I never saw them online. or haven't seen them online. But it helps big time. But after that conversation we had in the chat box last night in Timothy's show, I'm gonna start doing those, grabbing for them metal balls every morning and work my hand out before I start airbrushing and afterwards when I finish. I've been airbrushing on the regular, I won't say the regular, off and on, since 84. 86 I got a little more serious with it. 88 I was starting to sell stuff on a regular basis. Got beyond the hobby. And I like to say I turned pro in 90. When I gave up working for people and doing airbrushing till my back went out. Another story, another time. Got a lot of opaque white in this gray, so it gives me quite a bit of tip dry. And I just pinch it like so. Some people use sponges, Q-tips. But I've always used fingernails. My fingernails kind of grow fast. They always have. My whole family's that way. I'm using a card now because I want to cover my pencil line, and it seems to work better than doing it freehand as far as covering the pencil line. I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to the pencil, and I should have hit it with the kneaded eraser before I started painting it, but I didn't. Don't ask me why. But if I had to do it again, I'd use the kneaded eraser and knock down the lead so it wouldn't be so hard to cover. You can follow me on Instagram under Toneism-Airbrushing, Facebook, Pinterest, Vero, Tumblr. On Twitter, I'm under Tone 1/3 floor. TONEONE the number 3 RD floor. I used to do live feeds on Facebook, but they've been telling me I haven't had enough bandwidth recently, so I've just been recording and uploading. The references on my phone. I'm on TikTok also. It should be at Toneism-Airbrushing or Tone 1/3 floor. I think the URL is at Toneism-Airbrushing and the name shows up as Tone 1/3 floor. Hit me up, befriend me. I'd appreciate it if you say what's up first. Yeah. The Metro card makes a good shield. Those of you in New York that's watching this feed, I used to cut them up in angles and shapes. I need to get back to doing that. I like this thing as a shield. You could even bend it the way you want. I used to use a matchbook cover for this also. I used to like it because it was nice and short. They don't really give out matchbook covers with cigarettes anymore, and I stopped smoking, thank God. Gave it up on Christmas Eve. I've had 2 cigarettes since, and was disgusted with myself when I did that, so I won't do it again. I like to come off the card into where I want my color. Just got to be careful you don't spray too far. So I like to spray off the card onto the area of where I'm putting the color. I like to take my time. I think you get your best work when you take your time. Only time I rush is when a customer asks for a discount. I usually tell them this don't count. But if they insist on being cheap, I let them know that it's not going to be like what you've been seeing me doing. It's going to be something quick. And usually a customer that haggles over the price is really not caring about the quality. They're just trying to save money. That's usually with apparel. As far as canvas, they usually pay my price. Or Yupo paper. I'm going to be doing prints soon. Get them done before the holidays. I know I've been saying forever I'm going to do it, but I'm actually going to do it now. I think I got enough pieces in my collection to start off nicely. And I need to get paid. So I will be doing prints. Definitely before the holidays. So look out for that. The Michael Jackson, the Tupacs. I got a piece with Aretha Franklin people been asking about. The Run DMC. I got a few pieces I'm gonna do. But be sure to look out for that. I'm also working on a book. And I'll let you know when I'm ready to put that out. If anybody's interested, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I would like one. Because I would like to talk about the products I use and not feel like an idiot doing it for nothing. Forgive the noise in the background. This guy working in the yard. The landlord's hooking up the I think there's a pool and little boathouse type thing he got going on. But that's what you hear in the background. The beats you hear in the background are mine. I've been doing hip hop since I was 12 years old, off and on. I got some CDs online that I've done. I produced quite a few, not just for the Third Floor Entertainment group that I was a part of, but a couple of other groups. I haven't done it in the last about 10 years now, but they're talking about doing some new stuff, producing some new kids from the area. One of my boys been hitting me every day trying to sell me the idea, because he's got some investors that want to invest. I got 2 DJs, both of them nice, and I have rap skills, believe it or not. I'm under SoundCloud under Tone 1 Third Floor also. And even though I'm getting up there in age, I might do one more. Because it was fun and I did enjoy it. I still want to talk a couple of other people that used to do music with me into it before I officially commit. Because it is an expensive hobby. But it's fun. But the beats you hear in the background on all of my live feeds are mine. Unless I say it's not, because I will play other people's beats if it's hot. But most of them are mine. About 95% of the beats you hear are mine in my feeds. I will play yours if you want, if they're hot. Could send them to Toneism-Airbrushing. Toneism at Gmail rather. And I'll play them if I like them. And I will give you your props. Because I like to airbrush to some music. Excuse me. Every once in a while I do a live feed on Periscope. It's rare though. Try to keep your references in mind. Keep your eye on it. I recommend that you study your picture before you start painting. I like to study it for 15 minutes at least. And I kind of like sleep right next to the easel, so it's the first thing I see when I wake up. And I'm constantly looking for stuff that I could do better. Things like that. Keep the latest updated picture on my phone, so when I'm out in the street and I got a slow moment whatever it is I'm doing, I'll pull it out and review what I'm up to. should have did his skin tone first, but I'm freehanded in there anyway. I should be able to keep it clean. I got the fan pointed away from me so I won't get that dry spray on it, hopefully. And I gotta put in the flesh back in the arm because it got overspray in it. And being that he's not really that dark, and the blue would have made the brown look a little darker than he should be. You could get away with it with dark brown people like myself, but on light brown people it should be clean because you're really not using as much blue in your brown. One good thing about gray, you can cover just about any color with gray or any metallic color. Something my mom taught me. A lot of years ago. She's like the main reason why I am an artist. She always encouraged it. I started drawing at 4 years old. And I know I'm going to be dating myself here, but once upon a time there used to be a thing called TV Guide. It actually either came in the mail or you bought it at the store. And it lets you know what was coming on TV for the whole week. They used to have this ad in there for the art school. I forgot the name of the art school. And they would be like, draw this pirate or whatever. And I drew it at 6, sent it in. I wanted to see what kind of response I got. They wanted me to go to their school, but I was 6. So I couldn't go. I lied about my age because you had to be a certain age for the contest or whatever. I told them I was older than what I was. I guess that's when I knew I had a knack for this art thing. Now TV Guide is built into your cable. I don't even watch TV no more unless I go to somebody's house. I actually got rid of mine. A friend of mine was going to give me a TV. I was like, nah, I don't want it. I might break down and get it for football season. Maybe by the Super Bowl. But I know since I got rid of it, I'm a little bit more productive. I don't numb out in front of the TV anymore. And I paint a little more often. I think television is designed to keep you numb. Unproductive. Kind of kills your creativity unless you're in the film industry and you're looking at examples of what it, you know, give you ideas of camera shots and things like that, because I've been wanting to write a sitcom for years. And I do watch a lot of sitcoms. I still watch them on the internet. And nowadays you can watch anything online that you can see on TV anyway. Okay, I think we're going to stop there on that gray for the moment. Yeah, I think I'm going to go black in there and bring that blue over this way more. Now I'm going to bring this flesh back in the arm, do the eye over again, and start getting into the browns in his face and his arms. Get it closer to the finish. Still quite a ways to go. I like to clean out the airbrush when I'm switching colors away from the artwork so that I don't get dry spray on it. This dry spray can make your work look muddy, so I do it quite a few feet behind me on my left. I'll put up a video on it, and I guess I'll show it on Facebook. Something I made myself, and the water collects into a empty water jug. I only got 3 color cups, and the other 2 have colors that I'm going to use again in a few, so I didn't want to dump them. But for now, I'm finished with the gray. go to the next color. I got one of these things online that I use to pick out the color cup, make sure there's no more clogs in there. It's a little cleaning kit I bought for like $6 on Amazon. And I use a soft paintbrush to wipe away most of the dust. I try not to use my glove so much because sometimes the glove will scratch your paint job. Hopefully I could do this without getting overspray on my blue. So I'm gonna cut my pressure down. Try to spray away from the blue instead of toward it. I clean out my brush with reducer or water and then reducer. Make sure my color is clean. Put the reducer in the color cup first. And then drop the paint on top. Try to go 50-50. Sometimes I like to over reduce depending on what I'm doing, but this time I want to go at least 50-50. And I'll back flush it so that it bubbles up and mixes up good. Make sure my needle's positioned where it's supposed to be. Test it out on the rag. Some nice thin lines and put my color in. I'm going to darken that area up with a burnt sienna later. Give it some depth. The color is opaque if you don't use too much reducer. But I'm going to come out of here with a darker brown, so I should be able to hide that a little bit better. But I still think it's gonna look better than the way I had it if I'd have left the overspray in there. The best way to keep it out of there, according to my boy Robert Kaufman, he cuts out the areas he wants to keep covered. He uses a metal board and holds it onto the board with magnets. I don't have a metal board. I'm gonna get one though. Next time I remember when I'm up in Old Home Depot. Get me a nice 2 foot by 3 foot metal board with some magnets so that I can keep the work a lot cleaner. But like I say, this color is opaque. And I'm gonna have to go in here with a darker blue later, but I think I'm gonna do some kind of cutout and keep that blocked off because I don't want to have to erase again and do it again. A lot of times I draw things in paint, I don't always reach for the pencil or put it back in. I guess it's something every artist has to figure for themselves. And you gotta jump around, can't sit in one spot too long with this Yupo paper or Yupo paper, however you pronounce it. In case you're wondering who this is Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants. At the time I was doing this, he's hurt his high ankle sprain on his, I think it's the right leg, gonna be out 8 weeks. I think he's the best running back in the league. I like watching him play. I used to watch him when he was at Penn State. Whenever he was on TV. With a football app that I got. That's why I say you gotta work on your freehand skills, because everything is not a stencil or a cutout. I mean, you can stencil the wall. I have done it before. At least the outline, and now with freehand everything else. It's quicker as far as the painting process goes. You can only make them, but so big. Plus they got large format printers that I don't know about. I'm constantly pinching at the needle. When it comes to overspray. Habit from the early days of airbrushing, because when I first started, the paint wasn't as smooth as it is now, so you always had overspray. So it's a habit. To pinch the needle. I've been doing this so long, I doubt if I could stop doing it now. And even when sometimes I get a little slice in my finger here from pinching at the needle so much. It's kind of healed now. I guess it did when I took that 6 weeks off. But I would get a little slice in my finger from pinching the needle. I like to go over the line multiple times. Let's see if I could take the pencil line up. being that I forgot to erase it. I got so hyped and wanted to do this picture and just jump right into it. I know my Facebook friend Jake was saying I need to go back to doing live feeds, but ever since I cut the Wi-Fi off and had that argument with the lady at the internet company, it seems like my signal is not as strong as it was. I haven't even been able to do a live feed on Facebook. Maybe when the channel builds up somehow, upgrade the plan. So that I could do live feeds instead of just uploading, but kind of like uploading is I don't have to pay attention to the chat box. And I'm not famous yet, so I wasn't getting a big crowd like some of the other guys I like to watch. I think some of it is just plain politics. But I'm not going to go into that here. So far it looks like I'm keeping the gray pretty clean. And if you go over your color 2 and 3 times, it'll darken up, which I like to do before I go to the next color. To me, it gives the illusion of depth. That's all we are, as illusionists. We create illusions, turning two-dimensional objects into looking like they're 3. At least that's the goal anyway. that's all just one color in here so far. The distance from the canvas has an effect on the color too. Closer you get, it gets a little more intense than when you back up. Backing up is good for fading and fogging. I also have a group on Facebook called Airbrush for Life. If you want to learn or you airbrush, you might want to join that. I put up a lot of other videos of other people I either agree with or learn from. And there's other people in the groups that do live feeds also. You might want to check them out if you're not feeling me. I check Timothy John, Luke Smith. He does one on YouTube every Wednesday night. And since my boy Ron Hall put me up on him, I've been watching it religiously. Some cool people in the chat box. Alright, I'm going to stop this. I want to answer this call. I'll get back to it in a minute. Yo, hold on a second. I want to shut this video off. Everything good?
Yeah, everything good, man. We just when you called me, I was on the phone with my fans, man.